Hey, how's it going? So today we are going to be prepping for our new Greyhound, and I'm going to give you guys some know-how and some insiders into getting ready to welcome home a new Greyhound. And I hope that you'll stick around to the end of the video. I am going to be showing a little video clip and a picture of the new boy. Let's get started. So first step that I always do is everything just goes in the wash. Hard items for the dogs, you just have to check. A lot of these can just go straight into the wash. Then there is some toys, like you can see here, that have two different parts. They have a inner part that's able to come out, that's fabric, and then there is also the chewy part on the outside. So I try to separate those before putting that into the dishwasher, obviously. Friendly tip here, you don't want to forget about the items that often get missed. What are those items? They're dental items. I think that's kind of something that people sometimes forget as well, is just brushing their dog's teeth in general. But if you use a toothbrush or dental picks for your dog's mouth, you need to sanitize those. For these, I like to boil hot water, place them in, and sanitize them just the old-fashioned way. I like to make sure that they get all of the bacteria. Ew. I find that for our dogs with small mouths or long snouts, dental bones are just not enough. I try to get my dogs accustomed from the time they come home to me manually brushing their teeth, and sometimes, if need be, a gentle scraping away of that back tartar and some of the front. I have had dogs that would tolerate the picks and some that I could not ever get a brush in their mouth, which unfortunately that means dental visits, which can be costly. Looks like we're all set with step one. All right, on to step two, setting up a comfy home base for our new hound. This time we chose to put the home base in our closet. Now, okay, hear me out on this one, because my hubby was a little skeptical on this spot too. I wanted a place that was on our main level so that they could feel included in the main workings of the house, but be far enough away if they need to decompress by themselves. We will be leaving the door open in the closet so they can go in and out and leave as they please. And I placed a blanket over the top, as you can see, of the crate to create a cozy nest or den-like feel. I also placed a small basket of different types of toys. Hard toys, soft toys, bones, squeakies, like the giggle ones as well, near the crate so that if they are toy shy, they can take them out as they please and explore them and then take them to their crate, or they might bring them out to the main room. It's just about being prepared for whatever their needs may be in this category. I want them to feel comfortable enough to be able to play, but I don't want to force that relationship up front. Okay, all right. Wow, that's looking pretty good in there, Ashley. Good job. And I also added a comfy spot around the house, so wherever we are, the dog can also be included too, if they would like. All right, step three. We also have a small senior Iggy. If you don't know what that is, it's Italian Greyhound. It's very important to keep the food spots separate to not cause any stress to our senior dog and also to the new dog. Our Iggy gets fed under this nice window, and we always have had this large communal water bowl, and that goes there as well. So either of the dogs can use that. So our Greyhound is going to be using a raised feeder just so that minimize the risk of bloat, and be placed in a central location just in case they graze eat instead of wolfing it down like some of our other dogs. We're gonna place it under the island, I think is the best spot. We only have 2 bar stools currently here, and it's nice and protected for them to feed. I will also fill the water bowl up just in case they want to be separate with that too. It just depends on the dog's personality and comfort level. Okay, almost ready, just a few more things to do. Step 4, safety and walk the yard. No, not like that. I mean walking your yard to check for sticks or things that your new dog could get hurt on. This step is important, I think, with all dogs, but especially Greyhounds. They love to run really goofy and get into some trouble. It's important to note that when you get a Greyhound or any new dog, they are completely new to this home and your yard. And so they will not know the layout or some of the shrubs or some of the areas. And so it's very important that you walk the yard and make sure that things like sticks, bushes that might stick out, things that need to be pruned maybe, things that could injure them. And especially for the hounds, they have super thin skin, and sometimes all it takes is just the brush of a bush or a small twig and it cuts their leg. It's wintertime where we are, but come spring, I'm always on the lookout for poisonous plants and weeds, and that's another one that could pose a problem. It's just one of those things that sometimes people might overlook that can in an instant become an emergency. Now, having a Greyhound, at some point, even if you do all the steps and you have created a great fenced-in backyard and you've told people, there is going to be a time when unfortunately your Greyhound is going to get out. These are hounds, and so they tend to be very prey driven. So if they see a squirrel off in the distance, they will most likely try and run after it. So for a Greyhound that darts, if your Greyhound gets loose or when they get loose, there's some very key information you need to know. One, if the Greyhound is running away from you, do not run towards the Greyhound. They will think it is a chasing game and they will run away from you further. I know it doesn't make sense, but they think it's a game. What you want to do is try and either call their name, make loud noises, and run away from them, trying to engage in that game, and hopefully they will turn around. Second option is if you have a Greyhound, I do wholeheartedly believe that you should have a game caller. This is an emergency item that only gets used for, one, to train them to the game caller, or two, it's for these emergency situations just like this. If they're not responding, if you can't find them, if they're not even in sight, the best thing you can do is have this game caller. They respond really well, and so they think that that's like prey that they can go get, so they come towards that sound. So it's very important to have that. We always have it in our closet, in the front closet. Now the only last thing to do is just do a quick pickup of the house. So I am just going to try and go through the house in a quick blitz to pick up these toys and put things where they go. We obviously do live here, and so this will not be perfect, but the initial first day, I want it to be clean and I want it to be calming. My daughter's rooms honestly will be off limits to the dog, just in the fact that they can have toys in their room on the floor in there, and I just want to minimize temptations. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm gonna do a quick vacuum, as you can see here, and we'll get all these crumbs and dust bunnies we have picked up. All right, well, so I think I'm done, and ready or not, he's gonna come home. So welcome home, Perry, to your forever home, and we are so happy we get to be a part of your life. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I will be posting update videos on Perry, how he's been adapting and how he's integrated into our family. Perry says also consider subscribing.